Hello everybody, my name is Alan from Sauber-Lab and today will be another video about NAS. One of my previous videos I comment about Synology NAS and Ugreen NAS and comment what's the difference of hardware, why Ugreen starts to get a lot of attention in the internet and why the hardware of Ugreen is better compared for Synology NAS, but the software potentially is a little bit different, and then I start to comment a little bit for different softwares and comment what's the application that I have one and not, but I didn't show reality how look like this website or this interface of Ugreen, only Synology NAS. So in this way I try to post a video part 2 what I will show Ugreen. This because now I have a Ugreen. I got a 2-bay one, a simple one, what it's the lower level for the Ugreen, but at least you can have an understand about the software that they have, how it's located and how it's work. So if you like this idea and want to learn a little bit more about it, we're gonna show in this video, but first of all, don't forget to leave your like, consider subscribe for the channel if you're not subscribed, and let's understand a little bit more about it. Before I start this system, I want to show a little bit more about this Ugreen and some things that I quite like. So first of all, in the back they have this dust proof, so if I get this dust magnetic, this one will guarantee that all the dust will stop here, or at least reduce the amount of the dust that will go inside my NAS, what will make easy to clean in the future. So if I look here in the back, they have my fans and that they will have this dust protector, what it's quite a nice touch. Other thing, this one with 2 bays already give with 2.5 gigabytes of network, and you have a 3 USB, HMI and a power supply. Before I go to the front, one thing that was interesting is the power supply. It's outside, quite small, and it's a power supply of 60 watts. I think that they will never use these 60 watts, but they give a little bit more power. Other thing, here in the front of the system I have some USB-C and another USB 3.0, and here I can remove my hard drive. One thing that it's quite nice touch as well for this one, it's because my hard drive is here. I put a small one only for trial, and here I have this small lap that I can remove my hard drive in an easy way. I don't need to unscrew, I don't need to do anything else to connect my hard drive. It's only push and it's done. Other thing that it's nice to have and it's quite interesting is the small versions, the 2-bay, already give you this, if you can see inside here. Yes, this one have 2 blue ones, I don't know if you can get in the camera. Yes, those inside it's NVMe connections, and that you can connect to NVMe to create a read and write cache, or you can use as a storage or everything else. And here in the back I have my RAM memory. It's quite simple to open and remove my RAM memory, and this RAM memory it's 8 GB DDR5 read out of the box, give more storage than this Synology NAS. So now what I'm gonna do, I will connect my hard drives again and I go connect it to my network and start up this system and show a little bit about the difference between my Synology NAS and my Ugreen, and that you can compare and see which system will look the same. Don't worry, this hardware it's a little bit stronger than my Synology NAS. This reason that if I run some applications they will run easy than my Synology NAS, but only for you have an idea, this one costs around £250 and that the Synology NAS costs around 500. So we'll compare something that's half power, of course half storage, but with a really strong CPU and a lot of RAM memory compared for the standard Synology NAS. So let's go to connect it for the network. So here my screen, if you look, the left side has the Synology NAS and the right side have Ugreen. First view, they look really similar. Once that I opened my Ugreen, I was thinking that was only a different overview, a different mode for the Synology NAS, but then when I come here in my App Center, I realized that was a different application. So if I come here in my App Center, I have a lot of different applications, and if I open my App Center, I have much less. I have only few, and that's it. Here my Synology NAS, you have almost everything, but one thing that was interesting for this Ugreen, they run a little bit different. So I decided to install Jellyfin. Once that I installed Jellyfin, the truth that they asked me to install Docker. And if I go here in the Docker and open this Docker, let's open here, the Jellyfin, the reality is work on the Docker. So I believe that most of those applications, apart for the native for Ugreen, they will run in the Docker. So you still able to run Portainer and manage those applications the same way. Only difference that they will show the link here directly on my page, but it's still direct for my website. What's a little bit different port, I think that's the standard Jellyfin, it's 886 or something like it. So they will have a little bit customization, but it's still exactly the same. You still need to use the absolute path, you still need to use the directly follow, set up your network, set up your storage and continue on. So first thing, this is really similar. The app store is much less. If I go for control panel and control panel, they have a similar view. Here user and user, they still have both. A little bit more simple for the Ugreen. Synology NAS will give more information, but not so far. If I come here in my file service, and my file service, they have pretty much all the services. WebDev has as well in Synology NAS, but only the difference will be this EFP. Ugreen don't have UFP, and Synology NAS has. I never use this specific protocol for anything, so unless you have a really specific application, you're not gonna need to use it. Here, other thing that's interesting, if I go back, I have my external access, and here my external access. And here, if I use my LAN, I can define a name, but if I use my remote or external access, I can define a link. Same thing that work with Click Connect for the Synology NAS, this as well has. What I was surprised, because in the same way I can connect this link, open, paste, and then I can start to use my Ugreen external, because it's the same network, they will make a directly connection to my server, but if I was external, they will give me the external access for it. So this is quite interesting. Portal, you have only one portal for Ugreen, and if I come here in portal, I will have lots of different portals for Synology NAS, one for each application. So if I have a photos, I will have a port for photos. Have a drive, I'll have a port for drive. If you have a file station, I have a port for file station. And each application will have a different port, and you can connect for external website, use the SSH only for that specific port. What's not true for Ugreen, you cannot directly only, let's say, photos for Ugreen, or you cannot direct only for file station for Ugreen, you need to have individual for each one. And the rest pretty much is the same. One thing that's interesting, they update quite often, because I believe that yesterday when I tried this one, they didn't have an update, and now already have a new update. So I think that they active working and updating the system. So now let's go for the native apps that Ugreen offer for you. One of the deal breaks for me will be the photos. So I like to take pictures. I think that everyone knows I love to travel, I love to take pictures, and want to keep everything in one place. And here with Ugreen, they have the application Photos that you open. It's really similar for the application for Synology NAS. Don't worry, those pictures, all the ones that I took for food, so will not have any face. This is that if I come here, don't have any people, only have recent pictures, locations. They'll give a little bit better than Synology NAS, because you get the map. Synology NAS will not give map, only some pictures and the location that is, so this is already a plus that they're working. I think that they're still creating some location, I just update it. Videos, don't have any videos, and object detection. I was surprised, I was expecting that they find some object in Synology NAS has, but this one is not found. I don't know if it's some configuration that I did or not, because if I come here in my name and settings, I can come here and put EI, and I can have a lot of different EI protocols, look like people recognition, text recognition, other things. What allowed you to connect EI for those applications, you use this option the best way that you can. So things that were important, photos, they have as well. If I go for my backup, more important than everything, backup. And here you can have a sync option, what will sync between two computers or two NAS and a computer. So everything that I put in my computer, they will have a live sync in my server, and that's I can set up how many revision and other things that I want. Also, I can have a backup option. If I come here, create a backup, I can have a backup this NAS in another place, backup this NAS using rsync, and I can backup my computer. And this is one thing that's quite important because I have everything in my SSD, it's faster, and that they will do daily backup or live backup all the time that something changed, they will do backup in my NAS. So I know that if my computer just stopped to work, I'll have backup and multiple revisions for it, what's quite interesting. And here, if I go, you have the log, you have the admin setups and all the information that you have. You need to download the app, exactly the same that you're gonna have with Synology NAS. Other thing that's quite interesting will be my storage. Here in my storage, I have 4 bay ones, and here I have 2 bay ones. And here, these 4 bay, they will give NVMe, and here they will give NVMe as well with a fraction of the price for my 4 bay Synology NAS. Here will be the temperature, and if I go for storage, they will give my storage. Unfortunately, I only have one hard drive, so in this case that this storage stopped to work, my data is done. Also, they will give my scrubbing, my data performance. I can organize file, I can have some advanced setup. I can have my hard drive, I can check the status, test, I can disable it, I can set up a test plan, let's say a long one once a week or a short one once a month. I can set up to warn if they find any bad section, and that I can have external and some setup for it. Similar for what I have with my Synology NAS, I can have my live for each hard drive, I can see what is going on with each hard drive, NVMe connect here, what's the volumes that I have, pretty much the same. Only thing that is different, it's this one use the own operating system, I think that's no BTFS, and here storage they use BTFS, so both are formatted with BTFS, both give the option to do snapshots, both can use a lot of storage and continue on. So pretty much photos, my sync, my cloud drives, and my task manager, they are really similar, both one look for each other. So if I open here, they're really common. Maybe the view for this one is a little bit more pretty than the Synology NAS, but both do the job and work quite well. Most of the application that I use more often to be native will be in my Ugreen. I have the rest of the application that's available in the Docker directly for you to download. So if you wanted to run a Docker application, it's gonna work. If you wanted to run photos, sync and other things, they still work. Potentially, Synology NAS have a little bit more applications, but they look pretty much the same apart for the amount of application that I have. If you have a business and you wanted to run look like a business backup for your data, then will make a big difference. Because different from this one, Ugreen don't give you the option for the backup of Microsoft 360, let's say SharePoint, other things. You can not have the Google Workspace, that will be for company-wise, and Active Backup for Business, they will not give these options. Apart from it, most of the application that it's quite key will be available in both, but one will be cheaper, Ugreen will be cheaper with more powerful CPU. So if I go here, this small 2 bays Ugreen have more power or more energy than my 4 bays for my Synology NAS. So in this way, we arrive at the end of the video. I hope that you guys like this video. If you like this video and think that was interesting, please don't forget to leave a like, consider subscribe for the channel if you're not subscribed yet. See you next time. Bye.